I made a promise to myself recently, and I started living out that promise way before I even realized I wanted to do that. And it all started this past summer when I decided to plan and book a trip a week before I left. And that promise was, or is, to create more than I consume now. And for the longest time, I've sat in this comfort of knowing that I don't really need that much. And that's a good thing, right? Um, but I didn't really realize that it made me forget that it's okay to want things, it's okay to want experiences. I think life is meant to be lived. Experiences are meant to be had and they shape us. We learn things about ourselves and others that we might not have discovered otherwise. It opens up to all these new ideas and new opportunities and new versions of ourselves. Um, and that's why I think we should all be a bit more intentional with our time. And that means starting to plan things, writing out your wildest dreams and aspirations and putting them on a piece of paper. That's partly what I've been doing with this calendar that I made. And just putting a little bit of effort into it all. And these experiences that you plan, they don't necessarily have to be this grand thing. It could be something as simple as going to a new coffee shop that you want to try. But they can also be as big as maybe traveling across the world, something like that. Just being intentional about writing them down and seeing them. And it's fun to work towards things and see them come true. But it can get a bit complicated sometimes. You hear time and time again, at least I have, or what I see online, is that these quote unquote successful people who have reached the pinnacle of whatever success may be defined as. Maybe they have super nice cars or a house, and they all seem to say that the novelty wears off, and that it's not as fulfilling as they thought it maybe would be. And and they say like things like money won't buy happiness, and that relationships are some of the most important things that you can do. And and you really think about it and you're like, huh, I guess that makes sense. And that kind of led me down a rabbit hole of prioritizing relationships and friendships, making sure those are in place. And that's been incredibly fulfilling, and I think everybody should do that. But there's still this lingering desire to achieve maybe materialistic things, and there are all these experiences out there that I want, and some of them can be achieved, and I think some of those do require a certain amount of money. And I've struggled with whether those desires are rooted in something good or bad. And going back to those stories about those people hearing that they're unfulfilled or something, it's almost like you can't believe them unless you actually experience it for yourself. Um, it's almost like these unteachable lessons. I think Chris Williamson from Modern Wisdom talked about those a little bit, but like the whole money can't buy happiness thing, or fame not being able to fix your, or fame fixing your self-worth. Those kinds of things, you can't really believe them until you actually experience them. You can be warned and you can hear them out, but it's almost like you can't believe them unless you have actually experienced it. And so I don't think it's inherently bad to pursue materialistic goals or things of that nature. And I don't want to have regrets later on in life. And at the end of it all, our life will be made up of these experiences. And I think that's where intentionality comes into play, is starting to dig deep into why you may want something. Asking yourself honest questions. That's where you'll find whether that pursuit of something is rooted in good nature or bad nature. And I think it's a good exercise to just dump everything out from your brain and write all your dreams out, all your goals, what you stand for, what's really important to you. And then look at those things and question them. Get real honest with yourself. I don't think a lot of us are as honest as we should be with ourselves, because nobody knows yourself better than you do. And I don't think life should be taken too seriously, but I think it's always important to give your best effort in your pursuits or anything that you do, and be kind and empathetic towards people. And you never know what they've been through or what they're currently going through. And I think you should continue to lean into your curiosities more often and just fall forward in life. Get outside, go for more walks, read more, write more, and just plan things that you want to do and then do them. I think we all owe that to ourselves.